Hello and welcome to the TruGolf Academy. My name's Jon Watts and you've joined me at Drayton Park Golf Club tonight in my swing studio, and I want to do a video on a subject that I'm getting asked quite regularly, and it's to do with how am I going to hit up on the golf ball to generate more distance with my driver. So what we're really looking for with a driver in our hand is an upward angle of attack of a couple of degrees. What we're going to have today and with this video is the use of my GC2 launch monitor to measure the golf ball, but more importantly the HMT monitor that's measuring the golf club, so we'll be able to look at angle of attack. Without the use of this, what I'd get you to do on the driving range is when you are hitting the ball out the centre of the golf club, what feels like the centre, look at the initial start angle, the initial launch angle that you're creating. If you are a particularly low hitter when the ball's coming out the centre, it's a low launch, then the likelihood is we're hitting more on the way down. If you're launching it high, that could well be caused from more of an upward angle of attack. If some of your bad shots and bad strikes are skying your driver, that's again often caused from this steep angle of attack where you're hitting more down on the golf ball. Now I see this because I see this real rush from the top of the backswing to get our pressure over to our lead leg. So we definitely do want our weight, our pressure, to be moving from our trail foot, so for me, my right foot into my left foot, but it should be a gradual increase. What I see too many golfers do is they're almost diving at the ball where their pressure's on their right side, but as they start the downswing, there's this real shift with their head, their upper body towards the target, and we just get all the pressure, all the momentum lost because it's going too quickly into that left side. If this is a fault of yours, if you're a low hitter, if you feel that you're hitting down on the ball or you've been on a launch monitor and you know you are, or you're skying some drives, give a couple of these exercises a go to get that feeling of keeping your pressure onto your back foot, onto your trail leg a little longer, then moving through towards the target together. So one exercise I want you to do is just get to the top of the backswing, and I want you to, from there, just feel like you're throwing the club away from you, keeping your back facing the target a little longer. So rather than a slide towards the target here where the chest gets back to almost parallel to our target line way before impact, it's just going to feel like it's delaying that a little bit. Keep my back facing the target and throw the club away from you. So I've got a little bit more pressure over my back foot, and then everything's moving through more together. So it's a gradual increase. What we're looking for, and this brings me on to the next exercise, what we're looking for at the top of the backswing is around 80% of our pressure onto our trail foot. As we start our downswing, we're looking for a gradual increase into our left side, my lead leg, so it's going to be 60%, 70, 80, 90, gradually moving into that left heel. We don't want to see a real shift where everything goes left too early. So the next exercise you can do, just put a ball down to focus on, and I've got the line here, but you could easily just use a club or a tall stick or a cane in between your feet. I'm going to pretend I'm in, I will set up like a driver, so it's up near my front foot. What I want to do is wind for the backswing. Second thoughts. If I'm doing it as a driver setup, I'm just going to put another club for where my head is at setup. So my head is about over my club shaft, which is behind the ball position. So I'm going to wind up for the backswing, feeling that pressure move into my trail foot. I'm going to start my downswing, gradually increasing my pressure into my left foot, but not letting my head past that club shaft. If you were doing it with a mid-iron, a 7-iron, then you can actually go ahead and put that club shaft in the middle of your feet pointing at the golf ball. But with a driver, we're having the ball ahead of the club shaft because my head's starting behind the golf ball. I'm going to wind up for the backswing, gradually start the downswing, but keep my head behind that shaft line, so I now feel like everything's moving upwards towards the target altogether to keep that pressure onto my right side a little longer. The last good exercise I've got for you, and you'll have seen me use this before, and I'll put a couple of links in this video to some other ones of mine that I think you're going to find really useful. It's just using a range bucket or a football is a bit more comfortable. What I want you to do is go ahead and make a backswing. If you are a slider, you'll find that everything's trying to move towards the target too early, and there's not this separation. So what you're really looking for is wind up to the top, drop the bucket as you start the downswing. Now everything moving through together. Okay? So it's great to give those exercises a go, and then hit some balls. Look at launch angle. If you've got the ability to get onto a launch monitor and track your angle of attack, that's even better still. That's what you're going to see now. So when I go ahead and hit this shot, you'll be able to see the ball flight. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and get that feeling that at the top of the backswing, I keep my head behind the ball and I throw my arms away from me. So I'm just keeping my pressure back a little longer to help me hit up on the ball. So that first exercise I showed you. Right, let's give it a whirl. Nice high draw, good distance. That'd be a nice one to look at, actually. Let's look at the numbers on that. Definitely felt like it hit up on the golf ball. Yeah, so pretty centered strike. I hit up on the golf ball by 4.7 degrees. I really wanted to get that feeling of more of an upward angle of attack. The long drive guys are hitting up on the ball by a good 6 degrees. Anything on the way up, I'm pretty happy with. There are some good players hitting more on the down on it. Generally, golfers who are trying to hit more fades, who hit it long enough already. But we will hit the ball longer from an upward angle of attack. So 4.7 on the way up. I created an in-to-out swing path by 1.8 degrees. It was a nice high draw. You can see a good dynamic loft on the golf club. So we will create more dynamic loft than the actual loft we start with. If we're hitting down on it, then maybe not. But those numbers there look really, really good. Very happy with those. What I want you to do is go ahead and give those couple of exercises a go, just getting the feeling that you wind up to the top, the pressure's on that trail foot, and it stays back there a little longer as you gradually increase the pressure into your left shoe rather than everything going towards the target at once. Do post some comments and questions below. Please check us out on all our social media. Do post some comments and questions on there. Any videos you'd like to see. I'd love to get around to filming those that they're a little bit more what you're looking for. Anything that you feel like you're struggling with. Put those suggestions on there, and I'll get around to filming those for you as well, guys. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time.